What is up, YouTube? This is Chris, the Unprofessional Dad, and I'm back with another knife video. Today I'm going to be doing part 2. Yesterday I had done fixed blades. Today I'm going to be doing folders. But before I do any of that, I'm going to get into the chores and housekeeping that I always have to take care of before we talk knives. I want to welcome anybody that's stopping by my channel for the very first time. Welcome. Thank you. I appreciate your time. Thank you for stopping in and seeing what I've got going on. Hopefully you like what you see. We talk about knives and EDC almost every single day. Now, if you are new and you have comments or questions, or you like talking about knives and EDC, the comment section below is a wonderful place to go. If you're searching knowledge, if you want to share knowledge, if you have questions or concerns about knives, if there's a knife that you're wanting to know about before you're going to purchase it, if you're wanting to compare one knife against the other, if you want to talk knife steels, whatever it is, there's a wealth of information in the comment section below. You're going to learn so much from those people. There's a lot of really intelligent viewers that watch this stuff that have far more knowledge and information than I do. So that's the place to go. I highly recommend it, and you'll get everything that you're looking for. Now, in case you do not know, most people already do, but in case you don't, I have a big contest going on right now. January 3rd, 2025, which now it is even closer, 6 days away. I'm going to be giving a $200 budget to Blade HQ away to one lucky winner. That person gets to go to Blade HQ and spend $200 any way that they want, and I'm going to pay for it and have it shipped straight to them, straight to their door. It's my way of saying thank you to the entire community for all their support, kind words and comments and subscriptions, or subscribers, or however you want to say it. I appreciate all that very much. Now, if you're not already part of that contest, it's real easy to become a part of it. You only have to do 3 easy things, and it just takes a second of your time. You have to like one of my videos, don't care which one it is. It can even be this video. You have to leave a knife-related comment on any one of my videos. It can even be this one. Now, when I say knife-related, it has to have something to do with knives. It needs to say something about a knife. I don't care. I've pretty much simplified it and say, I don't care if you just say I want a new knife. I'm trying to make it as simple as possible because I still have people getting on here and saying, hey, I subscribed, hey, I'm entered, and they're completely skipping over the whole leave a knife-related comment part. But say something about a knife. I want a new knife. I'd love to win a knife. I have a knife. I have a knife that I hate. Tell me a knife story. Ask a question about a knife. I don't care. Just make sure it's a knife-related comment. And, of course, the last thing that you have to do is subscribe to my channel. I appreciate every subscription that I get. I can't believe that I've grown as much as I have. I will be at 1,000 subscribers here in the coming, probably in the next couple of days. I cannot believe it. I got 94 subscribers today in the last 24 hours. And I cannot believe it. I'm absolutely blown away and in shock. I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. And hopefully on the 3rd, if I'm not at 1,000 yet, when I go live, which I will go live at 6 o'clock, and I will do that drawing and give that $200 budget to Blade HQ away. Hopefully I will hit 1,000 then, and I plan on doing something special when I do hit 1,000. I will let you guys know what that is when I get there. So 6 o'clock, as of right now, 6 o'clock. If there's any changes, I'll let you all know, but as of right now, 6 o'clock Eastern time on the 3rd, I will go live. And I'm not going to go live and do it immediately. I'm going to go live and give some people time. We'll talk a little bit and everything. I'll explain how I'm going to do the drawing. And then I will give people time to log on and get on here. So, because I want the winner to hopefully be in the live show, in the live video, so that I can actually find out right there what they want. And I can order it right there in front of everybody. We can find out together as a community what the winner's picking. Because that's one of the cool parts about this. We're all going to get to learn together. Like I said before, unless the winner is specific that they don't want people knowing for one reason or another, maybe it's a gift or something, they don't want people finding out yet what it is, I'll respect their wishes. Other than that, I'm telling everybody exactly what the winner picks because we all want to share this together. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, subscribe, leave a comment, like, and you're in, and we'll do that on the 3rd. So yesterday I done a video, and it was about the best fixed blades that I got this year. And there was some really good fixed blades in there. And it was really hard to narrow those fixed blades down because I have so many daggone fixed blades. It was really hard to narrow those down, and I left a lot out. And I probably should have done what I've done here and broke it up. I would have done a lot better if I'd done it budget fixed blades and premium fixed blades and broke it up into 2 different videos. I would have been able to include more knives that I really wanted to include, but I didn't. So what I have done is exactly that. Because there are so many brands and there are so many really good knives that I got this year, I had to break this up into 2 different videos. I've got the best budget folders, which are basically $100 and below budget folders that I got from this year. And then I will do another video for premium, $100 and above. $100 to $500, whatever, folders that I got from this year. Because I got so many really nice knives. Heck, you all have watched me unbox, I don't know how many knives, a lot. So I've gotten a lot of knives. And I had gotten so many knives before I even started the channel. I only started the channel, 2.5 months ago? So before then, I had already been buying knives like crazy and stuff and getting them in. So I've got a lot of daggone knives. Now, I'm not going to show every single one on this table because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 of them that I absolutely are blown away with, and I think they all deserve to be in this, but I'm not going to go through 18 knives. There's no daggone way. I want to make this a 20-minute video tops. Hopefully, I know I won't succeed at that because I never do. Look at me, I'm already rambling. But here, so the very first knife, let me see which one that I'm going to go to first. All right, this one right here. This is probably my favorite one on the table. It is a knife that I absolutely love. It's fidgety. It's got some premium materials. It's under $100. It's a fantastic knife that everybody knows, and it is the CRJ Pyite. I absolutely love this thing. Now, a couple things that I would change about it. First of all, I love the fact of how big it is. I love that. It's got titanium handles. It's got the AR RPM 9 steel. It is a button lock, so it is extremely fidgety with the 2 thumb studs. There's no flipper. There's no flipper at all. Thumb flipper, but thumb studs. This thing is fidgety as all get out. It's got a nice deep carry pocket clip that's reversible. I mean, this thing is nice. And again, titanium handles and RPM 9 steel. And RPM 9 steel, I was actually looking at some charts today about some of the different steels in it. You know, VG10, Nitro V, 154, just on and on and on. I was looking at a whole bunch of them. And RPM 9 steel is up there in the edge retention and stuff like that. RPM 9 steel, CRJ steel, is a really good stainless steel. So this is a fantastic knife. Under $100. I have carried this more than any other knife on this table, hands down. I still find myself all the time, if I'm in a pinch and I'm wanting to just run out the door and just grab a knife and go, I grab this knife constantly. Now, a couple people have suggested that I get the Tonto tip, or there's a sheep's foot, stuff like that. So I am going to be getting in 2025 a couple more of these pyrites. I'm going to be getting some different blades and stuff. I do want to get them in some different materials. I want to check them out, some different blade stocks. I want to get some different handle materials. I want to find out if all of them are as amazing as this one. Now, I've had a pyrite before, and I really, really enjoyed it. But I did not enjoy it as much as this one. But that was a year ago, and I don't even know whatever happened to that daggone knife, to be perfectly honest. I probably blown it out or give it away or something. But I did not enjoy that nowhere near as much as I've enjoyed this one. This is the CRJ Pyite, the large pyrite, and titanium handles, button lock, RPM 9 steel. This is such an amazing knife that I absolutely love this knife. The jimping is just, I mean, this is perfect jimping for me. You know, I talk all the time about how I like really aggressive jimping that you really can feel on your thumb. Your thumb's not going to slip off. Some knives, it's made for smaller hands. You know, it's that micro jimping, as I call it. You can barely feel it. It's like literally small little notches that they've made in the steel. Not grooves, but notches. This is grooves. It's not too aggressive where it's going to take your skin off, but it's good jimping that is there. You can feel it. The texturing is just right. It is a little slick. So, you know, you do have to take that into consideration. If it's rainy, if your hands get wet, anything like that, if your hands are sweaty, this is, you know, going to be an issue. But I'm not usually in situations where I'm getting that situation or that condition. So it works great for me. It's really large for my hands. So I love this. The CRJ Pyite. Absolutely fantastic knife, guys. Highly recommend that knife. Highly recommend that knife. This one right here, the Sincut Glide Strike. You guys have heard me talk about this before. The fact that this knife is as cheap as it is, or not cheap, but as affordable as it is, and the action is as great as it is, at just over 40 bucks, a Sincut with a deep carry pocket clip that is reversible. Look at that blade. Now, Sincut, of course, is a really good budget brand. They have some really nice offerings. They've got a ton of different knives to choose from. This is an excellent, excellent slicer. I mean, this knife, another one that's really large for big hands, good jimping on it. It's got another one that doesn't have, now here's the thing, this is a liner lock. You guys know I'm not a big fan of liner locks. But this is a liner lock. I'll take what I have to take. There is no flipper on this one either. It's a thumb hole, but it works great. It's a good sized thumb hole. So even me, who you guys know, I have trouble flipping knives and opening them and stuff without that flipper, or without a button or an axis lock or something. I don't do well with them. I struggle with them. This one, no problem at all. The action is great. Jimping is really good. This is one of the knives on the table that if you are a budget person and you are living in that budget area to where you really do focus on knives in that $25 to $60, $70 price range, this is probably the one knife on the table that I would recommend more than anything else. For EDC purposes, for it's big, but it's not heavy. It's a light knife. It's not heavy. Now, is it heavier than a Bugout or something? Yeah. Is it heavier than like something like a Bel Air or something? Yeah, it's going to be heavier than that because it's bigger than that. But it's still, you do not notice the weight. It's well proportioned. It's just an all-around fantastic knife, guys. It feels good in the hand. I love those straight lines. I've told you guys before, the straight line, not really a straight line. There is a swoop there, a slope, I should say. But the contouring of the handle, the way those straight boxy handles usually fit people's hands really good. A lot better. It's just far more, it just fits. It just feels really good. They round them off a lot of times and they contour them for fingers and stuff, but really all they've got to do is this right here and it's going to fit people's hands really well. But the Sincut Glide Strike is an absolutely fantastic knife, and it is one of the best knives that I have gotten this year in the budget realm. I've talked about this knife before and I love this thing, and I'm telling you, everybody should have a Sincut Glide Strike. It is fantastic. Fantastic. Let me see. This right here. Petrified Fish, the Victor. I won't go on and on about this knife, but just the fact, there's one thing about this knife that I love so much. I've got other knives that's got the buoy shaped tip and stuff like that, and you know, this is a liner lock and it's got a good flipper. It's got good action. It's big and bulky and heavy with brown burlap micarta. It's got a really nice spacer there. It just looks really great. Deep carry pocket clip that's reversible. There's so much going on with this knife. Here's what I like about this knife. It's petrified fish. And if you know anything about petrified fish, you know that petrified fish, their fit and finish on their budget offerings is really, really quality work. So they have taken a knife here that's under $50 and they have made it feel like an $80 to $90 knife. It feels like an $80 to $90 knife. It cuts like an $80 to $90 knife. It's got an incredibly sharp blade. It's just all the way around. Just fantastic. I mean, this is a fantastic daggone. I'm pretty sure that this is, I'm probably wrong. I can't remember exactly what all these blade steels are. Probably should have wrote them down. I'm thinking this is K110 budget or steel, which is like D2 pretty much. A lot like, it's not D2. I know that. I'm going to get comments about that, but it's a lot like D2. But now you do only have that thumb hole on one side, and it's not really a hole, it's just a groove. Oh, and by the way, all right, you guys know I call those grooves that are fullers. That's what they are, is they're fullers. But I always call them blood grooves. I've always heard them called blood grooves. I grew up that way. I come from an Irish family, and they talk about knives that way, blood grooves and stuff like that. And I was watching a daggone Microtech video, learning about Microtechs, the different things that I did that video about learning fakes. And I watched a Microtech video where they was talking about fakes and clones and stuff like that. And guess what they call them at Microtech? They call them blood grooves. So I'm not saying I'm going to go back to calling them blood grooves. I might just stick with fullers, but I just want you to know that I'm not the only person that calls fullers blood grooves. I just wanted to say that because I saw that and I was like, see, I'm not the only person who calls them blood grooves. But the Victor, any petrified fish, and I thought about this. I was like, am I going to put the beluga in there? Or, you know, there's just some really good, and that could have went in here, but the Victor, it's just the Victor, because the price, it's under $50 and it's just so quality. It's so nice. Just all the way around. This is a fantastic knife, guys. The Victor is a if you want a beater EDC knife, you could take this on a construction job. You could take this into, you know, out on the farm. You could take it camping with you. And I really think that this would stand up to a lot of beating on and torture. Only so much. It's only a $50 knife. But I really think with the way that this thing is put together and their fit and finish and their quality, you could do so much with this. Excellent tip, excellent point, excellent blade. The belly is nice. The Victor, guys, the Petrified Fish Victor. Here you go. I just recently got this, so I have not got to carry this a lot yet. I've carried it once, and I absolutely loved it. Now, you guys know you've watched me open a lot of Cancepts, and Tenable is the Cancept more affordable line. It's their budget line, and I've got some Tenables, the Bomber and stuff like that, and I love them all. I think they're all great, but this one is absolutely fantastic. This right here is, let me see what steel this has, because I can't remember what steel this has. Yep, it's 14C. Actually, it probably says on, I need glasses. It's hard for me to read on the blades. 14C. So it's a Tenable Nestreet. It's got a good little cradle for your thumb. It's got good like blue jean micarta, a deep carry pocket clip. I mean, look at that. Look at the shape of that blade, the profile. I love this knife. I love this knife. Watch this. The action is so good on this. Again, no flippers, no thumb flipper, and the action is phenomenal. I mean, this is one of the best actions on the table right here. It is so silky smooth. silky smooth. I mean, it falls into place. It jumps back into place, ready to go to work. I love the shape of the blade. I love how it's got that swedge right there. Oh my gosh, that just gives it that little look. This is a phenomenal knife. The Tenable Nestry. When you're talking budget knives, yes, you can get all these offerings. You can get really nice knives. When you're spending $200, it don't matter. You're going to get something really high quality. At that price, everything you buy is going to be good for the most part. Yes, you get some junkers in there at that price that shouldn't be that price. Bugout. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. The Bugout is really a good knife. I should not have said that. But at this price, when you're talking under $100, you know, it's hit or miss. It really is. You can get a knife that you just don't like, a knife with bad action, a knife that don't feel good in your hand, a knife that's not very sharp. And the Tenable Nestry is a winner. I mean, this is a winner, guys. I'm not going to make my 20 minutes. Now, I got these two Spydercos the other day. I got them back to back 2 or 3 days in a row. And I got the Tenacious and I got the Polestar. Somebody had told me that it was farther apart than that. It was probably 2 weeks because somebody saw me open the Tenacious and then said get the Polestar. That's right. So it wasn't back to back a couple days apart. It was farther than that. But anyways, I digress. Somebody told me to get the Polestar and check it out. And I did. And I really thought about putting the Tenacious on here because it's such a universally good knife, accepted by everybody. Everybody knows it's good, and it doesn't matter. If you're a budget person but you want a Spyderco, the Tenacious is where you go. And you can't lose with the Tenacious. It is such a daggone fantastic knife. It really is. But when you put the Tenacious next to the Polestar, I'm sorry, in my opinion, the Polestar wins. The only thing that I really have a problem with is this right here. That cutout is so deep, you lose your finger in there. It kind of throws your grip off a little bit. Other than that, you've got a phenomenal blade shape right there. It's BDN1 steel, so you're talking a really good steel. It comes in under $100, about $90. It is a liner lock, but it's gray G10 instead of the black. It is 4-position pocket clip, which is what Spyderco does. It's all of the classic features of a Spyderco that you want in a Spyderco, but on a budget price. And I thought about the Tenacious, but honestly, when you take into consideration the way that this fits in the hand, the Tenacious is a nice knife, but it does not fit in the hand like the Polestar does. The Polestar, it just feels better in the hand. It really does. Outside of that little cutout right there, you take that away, the contouring of this, the way that it fits in the hand, it's just, it really, really works. It's a good size. There's good room on the end. The blade and the belly, it's a slicer, which is what you expect from Spyderco. So you're getting a budget offering just like you get with Tenacious, but you're just getting better materials and a better feel in the hand. The Tenacious is nice. I'm not saying it, but it's 8CR. This is BDN1. The Tenacious doesn't feel as good in the hand as this one does. So all the way around, it's, if you can, it's better to save another, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, instead of spending the $60, $70 on the Tenacious. Wait another 2 or 3 weeks, put another $20 to $30 in that, and get a Polestar. And I think that you're going to like it far more. I really do. I think the Polestar is the way to go when you're talking budget Spydercos. This is such a nice knife. It's got the good jimping right there, that good spot for your thumb. And I really do think that if you feel both of them in your hand at the same time, you'll feel what I mean when I say the contouring and the way that it fits in your hand. Again, I'm not saying that Tenacious is not amazing. It is. This one just beats it out slightly because of the contouring and the BDN1. So that is something you should think about. Now, if you're just absolutely ready to go, you want a Spyderco now, you know it's going to take you longer than a couple weeks to save up another 20 or 30 bucks. It's that, money is that tight. Then go ahead and get the Spyderco and start using it, But if you can hold off, sacrifice what you want now for what you want most, hold off a little bit longer and get the Polestar. I'm telling you, I think you really will be happy with it. I've noticed that the cheaper ones, or I keep saying cheaper, the more affordable Spydercos, their break-in period is a little bit longer than the higher end, the PM2s and the PM3s and the Shamans and the Sage and the Natives. They have just a little bit better break-in and faster break-in. The cheaper ones, I keep saying the more affordable ones. I will stop saying cheaper ones. The more affordable ones, because there's nothing cheap about a daggone Spyderco. The more, see, you got to be careful. Every time I do a video, they bite me. The more affordable ones do, they just, I lost my train of thought. But, oh yeah, they break in longer. So you got to struggle with them, which is exactly why that happened. All right, so, all right, the next one I'm going to show you guys. This is a no-brainer. Everybody should have known this one was coming. This is one that absolutely is going to be on this list. This is no-brainer. You guys, everyone that saw this knife, loved this knife, have talked about this knife. The Assassin. I mean, I don't need to say anything else. This knife is amazing. The daggone Assassin is a daggone nice knife from Kaiser. I thought about the Militol. I thought there was so many Kaisers I could have put in here. I mean, I really did think about a lot of different knives. This was the hardest one. Kaiser was the hardest one because I've got some really nice Kaisers. But look at that action. I mean, this knife is just the green micarta. This is, 60, 70 bucks. Look how far that jimping goes up the blade. Look at that blade. Look at the swedge. Look at that. Now, you can get the Assassin XL. You can get them in different sizes. It's razor blade sharp. This is a fantastic knife. I recommend this as highly as anything I've got. The Assassin is somebody literally asked me in the comments today, what do you think about Kaiser knives? And all I should have just said one word, Assassin, because it's that daggone nice. The Assassin is one of the best budget knives I have bought all year. It's one of the most affordable budget knives I've bought all year. Actually, when I got it on sale, and I think I got it around $51, $52. Now, it's more than that. It costs more than that. But I got this one pretty affordable through Blade HQ. And it is a fantastic knife. The Assassin, guys. Let me see. I've got so many knives on here. I'm going to show 3 more knives, and that's it. Let me see. Not that. Not that. I'm not going to show the rake. The 128 SF, because you guys know how much I love that, and I've talked too much about that. I'm not going to show the Vision. Let me see. All right, I'm just going to go with this. I'm going to go with the Yonder. I got to go with the Yonder. The Yonder is a Civivi product. It's a home run. Zach Whitmore knocked it out of the park with this, with that spew blade, with the axis lock. It's smaller than I like for my hands, but the action is phenomenal. It's, again, the ergonomics of the handle is phenomenal because of the straight lines. The micarta handle is a deep carry pocket clip that's reversible. It's got a good blade steel. Everything about this knife, he wanted to create an overall, covers every basis to make the most perfect EDC knife for him that he could possibly make. He had knives that were great in one area or another. He wanted to create a knife that covered every base, that was an all-around perfect EDC knife for him. And this isn't a perfect EDC knife for me. It's too small. But if it wasn't small, if they created an XL for this, it would be a perfect EDC knife. I agree with that. It would be as close to perfect as you're going to get for an EDC knife. For me, it's too small. And the jimping is just too micro for me. Those two things right there, if they would fix that jimping and they would make an XL version of this, I'm telling you guys, the Yonder is it. This is probably the best knife that came out, in my opinion, in the year 2024 in the budget realm. There's a lot of good knives. The raccoon right here, the raccoon is hard to beat. Oh my gosh, it's hard to beat. But I would say, well, no, I won't say that this beats the raccoon because it's not an XL. If this was an XL, it would beat the raccoon. It would. If this was an XL, it would beat the raccoon. But this is, in my opinion, overall, if not the best knife of 2024 in the budget realm, in my opinion, not in yours. We're not talking your opinion, we're talking mine. I know everybody's got one, and you're right. Whatever you think is the best knife of 2024, you are correct. It is. And in my opinion, this is probably the best budget knife of 2024 that was released. Whatever that is, flying around. Just a fantastic knife. Fantastic knife, guys. I love that. You know, I could show the Bel Air. I could show the Iridium. They're both excellent knives. Excellent knives. I like the Iridium more than the Bel Air. The Iridium, even though it's D2, it's a bigger size. It's got more cutting edge. I like it better. It's got a little bit more weight to it, even though the Bel Air is aluminum and the Bel Air is MagnaCut. The Iridium is micarta and it's D2. They're both axis locks, both dual thumb studs. They both got a lot of things. Similar blade shape for mine. I just like the Iridium better. It's bigger and heavier, and I like it more. Now, if the Bel Air was bigger and heavier and a little thicker, it would win. But that's neither here nor there. All right, so we're going to say the raccoon. Of course, I apologize, little one. I'll be out in a minute, buddy. The raccoon, aluminum handles. This is Nitro V steel, which you guys know Nitro V is a really good one. It's a little bit better than 14C. It's durable like 14C. It's strong like 14C, but it's got a little bit better edge retention than 14C. The raccoon is right there behind the Yonder for the best knife of the year. I mean, this is just such a good knife. I mean, such a daggone good knife. The raccoon from Vosteed. I've got a lot of knives in the budget realm, and this is, because of the size, this is my perfect budget EDC knife. Because of the size. Just because of the size. That's the only reason it beats out the Yonder. If the Yonder was a little bigger, like I've already said, don't want to say it again. But because of the size of this, this is it for me. The raccoon. This is a fantastic knife. Again, axis lock. You know, you're getting aluminum. You're getting not quite deep carry, but it's almost, and it is reversible. You're getting excellent belly on this blade. It is a slicer. It is razor sharp. I just had to touch it up a little bit on a leather strap, and I mean, this thing is a razor blade. The raccoon, and I've already had so many people comment in my comment section mentioning the raccoon, so you guys already know how good the raccoon is. The raccoon is where it's at. I'm telling you guys. The raccoon is where it's at. I mean, there's every knife on this table is a really good knife. It really is. Every knife on this table is really good. But the raccoon is just where it's at, guys. It's so hard to beat this knife for EDC purposes. Can you get them with better materials? You can get knives with better materials. Can you get knives that have a better blade steel or have a better handle that feels in your hand? Yep, you can. I don't quite like the feel of this aluminum. It is tacky, that aluminum, but it also has that nails on a chalkboard type feeling for me when I hold it a little bit. So I would probably go with a different aluminum, more of a slick aluminum, or I would go with the micarta or G10 handle instead of this aluminum if I got another one. I still like this one, but I would change up my handle, just to be honest. I don't quite like this handle as much as I thought I would. But I still carried it a lot. It's still an awesome EDC knife. It cuts through anything. It slices like a dream. Good action, really good action. Really good action. It's just a good knife all the way around. And again, you're getting these things for under $100. You're getting them for around $90 for the Raccoon, a Vosteed knife. And Vosteed is, again, they're one of those companies right now that are taking a lot of gambles. They're trying knives in button locks. They're trying knives in axis locks. They're trying knives in frame locks. They're trying knives in different locks and different blade steels, different handle materials, different shapes and designs and profiles. Vosteed is really trying to broaden their offerings a lot, and they're doing a really good job. And really, just the Raccoon is one of the best knives that I've gotten all year. I love this knife. I love this knife, which I told you guys the night that I unboxed it. I told you all I unboxed a lot of really good knives that night, and I knew as soon as I held this thing, I was like, that's the winner right there. That is the winner. And I was right. And it has won every single day that I've carried it. I mean, I haven't carried it as much as I want to. Probably total time, probably 10 days worth of carrying. But I mean, that's still enough. I've cut a lot of stuff with it. I've never had anything. It's never struggled to cut through anything. But then again, I haven't really, that's not fair, because I really haven't cut anything that hard to cut that any knife wouldn't cut through. It's just the way that it slices through everything, super easy. It's got a good slicing geometry on the blade, just all the way around. The Raccoon is a phenomenal knife. I'll show one more knife. The Vault from QSP. I haven't shown a QSP. I'm not going to go into this, but this is a good one right here. This is a really good one from Civivi. The Sentinel Strike, good action. I'm not going to get into that, but that's a good knife right there. The Neurophatic or whatever, the Civivi Neurophatic. Oh man, I'm getting a couple of those. One for me and a couple to give away, guys. I can't wait. I'm going to get those in soon, and I'm going to give a couple of those away. All right, last knife I'm going to show. Let's just shut up and pick it out. It's not going to be the Vault, even though that's good. It's not going to be the Penguin, even though that's good. I really want to show that 128. Just pick it up and show you guys. All right, I showed it. I love that knife. It's going to be this. The Grampus. The Best Tech Grampus. I had some other Best Techs that I was going to show, and some Best Techmans that I was going to show that I've had longer than I've had this, because I've not had this very long. But I'm going to tell you right now, they don't compare. They really don't. They do not compare. Look at that knife. The Grampus is a daggone awesome knife, guys. I mean, this knife for budget is get out of here. Like, this knife all the way around. Look at that profile. Look at the swedge on top of that, the way that is. Look at the blade shape, the geometry. I thought that this wouldn't be a good geometry for slicing. Oh, it is. This is a slicer. It's razor blade sharp. I did have to take it over the strop, and it was really sharp, but I noticed a couple places where it was snagging a little bit. Ran it over a belt, took it right away, just glide through paper. The G10 handles is that textured G10 that is a little too, I guess I would call it the peaks and valleys. This diamond texturing, or whatever they want to call it, is a little too pointy and high, so it's a little too textured. I would like it to be a little less textured than it is. But overall, it's good. It's good. It's got excellent weight for me, because it's got these full, they're not just steel liners, they're solid, thick steel liners, and it's got this steel backspacer, or this backspacer right there. It is a beefy, heavy knife. It's got this little lanyard spot right there, but you can also use that as a window breaker, skull crusher, as I call them, because that's what they did call them in the older days. Walnut cracker, they called them a lot of different things, but it's got a good finger choil. It feels good in the hand. Look how big that is for your hand. All the way around. Got blood on my hand. I apologize, guys. Just such a daggone nice knife. The Grampus, another knife that's coming out. I can't remember what I paid for this. I think I paid like $80 for this, $70-$80 for this. And this is an awesome, awesome knife, guys. The Grampus is a fantastic knife. What is this? This is in D2. So you get one big solid chunk of D2 steel. And D2 is nothing to joke about. I mean, D2 is nothing to joke about, you know. Because of what's going on right now with Crucible, and I think they're going to get all that worked out and everything. But we all got a little worried there for a second. If you don't know what's going on with Crucible, look it up and stuff like that. Crucible was, you know, they literally gave their employees the 90-day slips, which is a state law in New York. If a company's about to close down their business, they have to give their employees a 90-day written notice. And they gave their employees a 90 days written notice. They looked at Chapter 11 bankruptcy to restructure finances and stuff. And Crucible, just so you know, CPM, Magna Cut, CPM 154, CPM 3V, 4V, 10V. What else is it? I mean, all of your high-end steels that are powdered steels, Crucibles, where they come from. And then they send that powder, they make it in the powder form, the chemistry, in at Crucible in New York, and then they send it off to places like Niagara Specialty Metals and other metal places, and they take that powder and they do their process of whatever they do, and they turn it into sheets of metal that then can be stamped, and take the blanks out, send those blanks off or the sheets off to Spyderco or whoever else, and they take those blanks and turn them into blades. But it all starts at Crucible, and they are in financial trouble, and I'm sure they're going to get gobbled up by another bigger entity, and they're going to buy them out and stuff like that. But for a minute, it was now there's enough steel and stuff like that in the chain right now to where there wasn't going to be noticed any supply hiccups or anything for a while, and there was other people wanting to step in to make those powdered steels to the exact same chemistry. But all of that makes that price of those metals go up. It all makes that price of those metals go up, guys. And I don't know. I've been in business. I've been in sales. I've owned businesses. I've done this for a long time. And I'm telling you, I do not understand and know how this is going to work out to where it doesn't raise the cost of these super metals in some shape, form, or fashion. Now, I'm not saying that there's going to be a supply hiccup anytime in the near future. I don't see how there won't be. To where it becomes really hard for these companies to get Magna Cut and 3V and CPM 154 and all these different CPM metals, powdered metals. They probably will work it out to where they can keep it going. They can keep the ship sailing and keep those powders coming. One way or the other, they'll work it out. But no matter what, if somebody else steps in and does it, well, they have to pay Crucible a percentage, or whoever owns Crucible, to be able to make it. So that's going to raise the cost of that powder, because now they got to pay somebody else to even make the powder. So it's going to raise the price. No matter how they do it, or somebody else gobbles them up, then they're going to turn it into a profit-making machine. And they're going to say, well, what you did didn't work. That's why you're financially struggling. So we're going to raise the price of these stuff. No matter what, it's going to raise the price of these super metals. I don't see how it doesn't, guys. So saying that, and there's one reason I say that, because this knife right here is D2. And you guys have heard me talk before. It does not matter the metal, whether it's D2, 8CR, or whatever. If you take care of your steel will take care of you. Keep it sharp. Keep it maintenance. Strop it all the time. Sharpen it when you've got to, and it will cut the same thing that Magna Cut will cut. Maybe not as many times before it's got to be sharpened. Maybe not as smooth, maybe not as sexy or whatever, but it will still do the job. And a lot of people might start appreciating that stuff more, because there's a really good chance that the price of these other steels will start going up. and people will be doing more in D2 and stuff. Hopefully that doesn't happen. I just don't see how it's not going to in some shape, form, or fashion. Down 6 months from now, we're going to start noticing this is really going to start taking its effect. There's enough in the supply line right now to where we won't notice it for a bit, but 6 months, 7 months, 8 months down the road, we're going to start feeling it. So I don't know if the knives will start going up in price, or they will start having more limited options in the super steels or what, but we're going to notice some type of difference. So when you do come across a good knife in D2, appreciate it. Know that it's a good steel. There's nothing wrong with it. People lived on D2 and HCR for a long time before they came out with these super steels, and these knives did just well. In fact, Buck and Case and stuff like that, they still make their knives in regular stainless steels. They do have premium offerings, but they do a lot in regular stainless steels. And they do just fine, and they sharpen up, and they hold an edge, and they sharpen them more, but oh well, that's part of it. And they used to do that and have no problem with it until super steels came along. So D2 is a good steel. It's a great steel. This Grampus is a fantastic knife. I love it. This is a big chunk of D2, an excellent blade, an excellent knife. It has been an excellent year for knives. I've got a lot on here that I didn't show. A real steel, all kinds of knives I didn't show. Magna cut blades, a couple of them, but I've already went 2 times longer than I wanted to. So anyways, guys, it was a great year for 2024. I'm going to do a premium video next with premium options. I appreciate everybody. I can't wait for January the 3rd. Get ready. Somebody's getting a $200 budget. If you can be on the live stream, please be on the live stream, because I'd like to see what the winner picks right there for everybody. If the winner's not there, oh well, we'll figure it out together. But it is what it is, guys. I appreciate everybody. I hope you guys like these knives. I'll be back tomorrow with the premium versions from 2024, the premium folders, and I cannot wait. Oh, and one last thing. Keep my family in prayers. I'm from Hamilton, Ohio, the Cincinnati area. Shouldn't even say this or anything like that, but it's on my heart. Some of my family might even be watching this. My heart is with you guys. Something happened in the Cincinnati area. My last name is Wright, and a 3-year-old little girl, my cousin, in the Cincinnati area. Friday it happened. You can Google it. Tragedy. So keep my family in your prayers. If you are my family and you're watching this, my heart is with you, and I'm heartbroken, and I'm really, really sorry. So everybody that's watching this, I'm sure is, you're in their prayers as well. So thank you guys, everybody. I will be back tomorrow with a premium video for the premium folders. I appreciate it. A sharp knife is a happy life. I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care, guys. I appreciate it. And I apologize if y'all heard the little ones in the background. It is what it is.